It's time to start school, and I'm gonna walk you guys through all of the curriculum that we are using. Most people do this video earlier on so people can use this video as ideas for their curriculum, but I'm not that organized. So it's just gonna be the way it is, and that area is gonna be fixed up. But first, before I do that, I'm going to switch over the laundry. I'm trying to do a bunch of things. I have a friend coming to stay with me in about 14 days, and I could not be more excited. And even though I know she does not care at all if my house is organized or messy, I'm pretending like she does so that it motivates me to do things and get things done. I am trying to not wait till the last minute, like is perpetually the only way I do life. So I'm trying to slowly, I made myself a list this morning, and I'm going to start marking things off. Number one on that list is make the guest bathroom not disgusting, because it's shared with 4 kids. So that I think she'll care about. Look what I got set up in my room too. This is why I can't have surfaces in my house, a lot of them, because they end up just being piles for junk. Anyways, this laundry pile is getting smaller. That is all blankets now. That's it. That's it that's left. If you remember what it was before, it was crazy. You know what else I'm absolutely horrible at is sending things to people. I've had things right over there that I've been supposed to send to people for a month, if not longer, 2 months, and they're still sitting there. How bad is that? I am currently laying on a load of laundry that I need to fold because I'm also watching a video on this new history curriculum, and I'm watching another video on, it's called Campfire Curriculum. It can be for the whole entire family, but I'm watching it right now. I already ordered it. I just have to go print it all off. I think the hardest part of homeschool for me is being organized. I should have taken like an administrative class or something, because it is extremely hard. But I figured out what I need to get printed. I'm gonna go print it all off, and then I'm gonna show everything.
Bella, look, potential energy, kinetic energy, and perpetual motion.
How do you guys feel the first day of homeschool is going?
I'm feeling great. I'm thinking I need to work on my cursive and my comprehension.
How do you feel, Bella?
I already hate school.
I feel like it's going good. Really quick though, I would like to be very real and say that area is not fixed up still. I mean, at least it's kind of, but nope, still there. Still there. Okay, can everybody tell me that I don't need my old schoolwork? Unless it's like a story or something, I keep that. But can everybody just tell me so that I can feel better? Because like, say like one of these full books is filled out and done, I can throw that away, right? The cat, oh my gosh, she's supposed to be an outside cat, and she will soon, but we have to get her a spade first. But she's just a little terror. Anyways, my very sentimental / hoarding self really feels like I should keep all these things, but I really don't want, I actually want to get rid of them. I keep the stories, like I said, because those are sweet. Help me. Also, I am just going through last year's work. Like Apologia Botany that we did last year, I actually think I might keep this one. But we actually finished the whole book, and it's all filled out, and I think I actually might keep that one. Like, I'm gonna keep the textbook, of course. I actually really love this. Is a beautiful. If you guys are wondering what science to do from Apologia, this is my favorite one so far. It's beautiful, the pictures. The textbook that we're doing right now, the human anatomy, is not as pretty. This is beautiful. I mean, it's plants, of course it's gonna be, okay. Kitty, of course it's going to be more beautiful than organs, but still, this is the best one. I'm actually editing right now, and I realized when I was talking about last year's botany book, I didn't show any of the pictures inside. I said how pretty it was and then didn't show anything. So let's see, it's just pretty. It's colorful and has all the activities and just really cool stuff. It's a really pretty book. I'm gonna try this again. I really hope my face stays in focus. I recorded this video already and I was out of focus the whole time. We are part of a charter school in our town. We actually get to pick our own curriculum, so we can pick faith-based curriculum, but we just have to pay for it ourselves. That school will pay for secular curriculum if that's what we choose to do. We do a mix of faith-based and secular. Yes. So with that charter, it gives us the ability to have some stuff paid for. Like I said, I do faith-based and secular-based. I usually always buy a Christian-based science and a Christian-based history. This year, the history of my daughter, she is a sophomore, she's doing is actually, it's earth science and it's not a Christian-based. I would love to find a Christian-based one, but it's kind of tricky for high school, like making sure it's like accredited and all of that. So the one we're doing right now, I'm doing it along with her so I can like filter through. You know what we are doing for her. She is a sophomore in high school. Okay, so what we are doing for her as far as science goes is this book. It's called Earth Science. This is our first year doing it. Geology, the Environment, and the Universe. It's by Glencoe and McGraw-Hill. So we'll see if I end up liking it, but doing it along with her, I think it'll be okay. So far it's been fine. So we'll see how that goes. It comes with a workbook. That's how you do it. Her elective is psychology. She's interested in learning about psychology and all of that. So this is the book she is doing. It's from HMH Social Studies, and it comes with a workbook. Now, the part I'm most excited for her this year is history. I love history. I adore history. And I was looking for a good Christian-based one, but also one that, like, I don't just want, it's Christian, it's gonna be great. I want one that actually tells, like, the true story of history, the good, bad, and the ugly. So this is called Dave Raymond's Editing Leah here. I said that's so horribly wrong, and what's hysterical is I literally posted a video last night of a guy learning something in history but saying it completely wrong, and I joked and I said, this is me teaching history, and I just did it. So what the title of her history, it's modernity. I just erased the way I actually pronounced it because it's embarrassing. I have such a hard time saying that word. So you can buy these actual textbooks on their website, but I just downloaded the digital thing and then we had them printed. Ari was amazing and spent 3 hours printing off all the stuff that I needed. I'll show you other things that I got printed, but this is a teacher's guide. She laminated the front part and then printed all this out, and it's great. But what's wonderful about this so far is that it's online. Like, there's a video that's basically a lecture that you can watch that has pictures and video and all that. And then you go in here and you go along with it and answer and read stuff. So I'm really liking this one so far. It is a decent amount of work, but I think it'll be good. And it comes with extra reading if you want. I don't know, we'll see. If I might pick just like a couple for her to do because she already has a lot of reading with her language arts since she does novel studies. So transition to language arts. She is doing novel studies where we pick a novel for her to read, and then each week she takes notes on what she's read, and then at the end she basically does like a novel study, like a book report basically, but she doesn't just do one book report per book. She writes about different things. One thing I have heard from many other very good homeschool moms that have done this for a while, they say that one of the best ways for kids to learn grammar, punctuation, all of it, sentence structure, all of that is by reading. So that is what she is doing. On top of this is called Red Hot Root Words, Mastering Vocabulary. She does 3 lessons of this per week just to kind of keep the vocabulary going. This is also new. Literally everything we're doing right here is new this year for us. So that is language arts. And then, math. So she did Mr. D's last year, which we really liked. I mean, it's math. Math has never been my favorite, but it was a good program, which we plan on going back to that next year, I believe. But I wanted to kind of switch it up a little bit for her and have her be able to do some life skills math that she's actually going to be using in her future. These are just for the first 2 learning periods. She'll have a new one of these each learning period. For this one, it's checkbook math, basically teaching her skills of, not even that lots of people write checks anymore or balance checkbooks, but I still think it is a good thing to learn, and this will teach basic skills of that. Next learning period is credit card math, and so on and so forth. like taxes, stuff like that. Just stuff that you're actually going to be able to use. And this is through Remedia Publications Life Skills. I think that's it for her. For my 7th grader, we're going to be doing a couple things that are similar to what we did last year. We love Story of the World. It is actually not technically a faith-based, so the school actually can buy it, but you can tell it was written by Christians, and it does give faith-based history in it. But it also will give, history that covers, Zeus and like what people believed. And I like it because it shows like history is history, whether, it's faith or not. You want to learn about history in its true form, good, bad, and the ugly. There is actually, let me read this. I absolutely loved this thing I saw on Instagram the other day. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so this is Story of the World. Last year we did Ancient Times, and this year we're doing Volume 2, The Middle Ages. It comes with a book that you read. It's story form. It also comes with a DVD. We never listen to that. I like reading it. And then it comes with this activity book. You can do a lot of extra. It comes with you read the first chapter, and then you go over and you go to review questions. So you ask how many continents are in the world, and then here's the answer. So it's dialogue with your kid. I really love that. And then you also, it's called Map. Where is it at on here? This one is a little bit different than last year's. Map work. So in this, which it's not open right now because I literally just got it delivered today, it will have a map. And so this says Australia is one of the 7 continents in the world. Color the continent of Australia green. So you go through that, and so it helps them visually see the map and where things are. It gives you a project you can do, make moth mix. I haven't read this one, so I'm not even sure what it's for. Or make a boomerang. It gives you a ton of different stuff that you can do. You can choose to do all of it, or you can choose not to. It also gives you extra reading work materials you can read, like additional history reading, corresponding literature suggestions. So it gives you a ton that you can do. We actually finished, we didn't do every extra thing, but we actually finished last year's, and it was great. It also comes with tests if you want to do quizzes. We do not do these very often. Cruz actually has a fabulous recall, and he could probably do these very often, but when we need examples of our history, we will do one of these tests and give that as the example. So we have something to show for the work that we did. So that is his Story of the World. As far as history goes, I am having him also do cursive. I think cursive is like a superpower. I think it's great. So I'm having him learn cursive. As far as science goes, this is the same science we did last year, just different topic. It is from Apologia. It is faith-based. I love their science. My favorite last year though was botany. We learned it together. We did lots of gardening, and it was just fabulous. This year we are doing anatomy, exploring creation with human anatomy and physiology. So this is going to be really fun, and it comes with the notebook journal. It has different ages for this one. This one is his age, and then they have a smaller one for younger children. Like in the beginning, you basically look right here and it tells you what you should do when, which I love because I'm not organized. So day 1, day 2, we do one section a week. So this is week 1, this is week 2, so on and so forth. We actually finished this whole book last year as well, and I was so proud of us. This one does the same. The only thing that's a little bit confusing about this one is it says narrate. So I read out of this. I actually read it. You could have your child do it as well, but I personally like to do it with them. So I read like I'm lecturing, and then it tells them the activity to do on this page. But it does have you jump around through the book, which I find a little bit confusing, but it tells you all right there. So you can follow along as long as you can read a page that says do lesson on 21 and then skip to page 23. As long as you know how to read, you'll be able to follow along, but it is a little confusing that way. But we absolutely love this science. For language arts, we switched it up a little bit this year, and we are doing the good and the beautiful. This is the first time ever using this curriculum. They have lots of different, I think it's for almost every subject you can have, and it's actually free online if you want to download and then digitally print everything. We just ordered it. I did that for other subjects that I couldn't actually order stuff from, but I didn't want to do it for everything. We are only on day 2 so far. So it basically, you have a lesson here, it tells you what to open up in your course companion book, that it works together. It also came with these 2 books we haven't even looked in yet because it hasn't had us do that, but these come with it, so it'll tell you right along what you're supposed to do. It also has, like, you alternate days where you do, it's called ladders, to where you're practicing memorization for the capitals and the states. And then they also have you doing poetry memorization, and you alternate days with that. They also have grammar cards that you go through, and you alternate days with that. And then it actually comes with the daily checklist, and your kid writes what they did, what day they did it. So today he did sentence dictation, where I read out a sentence. He needs to write it out correctly. If he gets it wrong, then he goes over and writes it out correctly like 5 times. And then ladder or poetry memorization, the geography and grammar cards, and then your course book. There's also a reading challenge. So English actually is taking up quite a bit more of our day than it used to. But I think that's good because he is getting older, so that is to be expected. One thing that we used to do that is actually one of my favorite for younger children ages for language arts. It's called Language Lessons for Living Education. It comes with another little storybook that you can read along with it. It's from Master Book Curriculum. I love this. It's 15-minute lessons. It's so good for little kids. I was learning stuff in this. I guarantee you, if this was in my life when I was younger, when I went to school, I would have a lot more knowledge of English, because I do not. So I'm literally looking up stuff on YouTube all the time trying to remember what things are. This is a great one, but it only goes up to age or grade 6. And so Cruz is in grade 7. So this is a new one, but I am really liking it. It's very thorough and covers so much. So this is The Good and the Beautiful. So far, really loving it. We will see how the rest of the year goes. I'm happy with it thus far. What we're doing for math for Cruz is actually what we did for Bella last year, and it's Mr. D's. It is an online program where you watch videos, you can do the tests online, and you can actually retake the test to improve your grade. Here's my 2 cents about normal traditional school, is that when you get a bad grade, that's your grade, and then you have to move on, which I guess is fine and all, but I don't feel like you actually learned what you were supposed to learn. So I actually really prefer when you're able to take a test again, so that you can actually try and master that concept and not just get a bad grade and move on because everybody else has to move on. And this is not me trashing normal school at all. I prefer this way. Before we started Mr. D's, we used to do Alex math, where you couldn't go on unless you mastered a topic. You could skip that topic and go to another one, but then you need to come back and do that one again. I really did like that. I like that whole concept. It's all online, so you're not actually checking your kids' work, like it does it that way. This does check it online as well, so you're not having to do it. But you do print off and you do coursework on a piece of paper while you're watching the video, but you do the test on the computer. My daughter did this last year. It worked well, so this is what we're doing for Cruz this year. He's in pre-algebra, so sorry. Extracurriculars for Cruz. I'm excited about these. These are called Campfire Curriculums. I have never used them before. I found them through looking through YouTube, scouring different curriculums, and I am so excited. It's a faith-based. It's called Survival Off the Land. So what's cool about these is it's just extracurricular, but it also does history, English, and science. It comes with a book called Core Connections, to where if you are wanting this to count towards English, history, or science, when you're reading that first section, you look this up and it'll tell you lesson 5, do these things to be for history, or to be for English, or to be for science. The only thing it doesn't do is math. So it will give you the extra stuff to help with those other subjects. So I'm excited about this one just because it's survival off the land, and we're trying to build our homestead and do all of those fun things. So it's beautiful artwork as well. I don't know if you can see, just really, really pretty drawings. And the way they have this, you buy it digitally. It's actually very affordable. I think it was like, this one was $29 maybe. And you download it and then you can print it off digitally. You don't have to print it off. However, I like hands-on. So even if I like things online, I still like to have something hands-on. There's downloads for each age group. So the main part that you read, this is done so that you can read as a family. It's very Charlotte Mason-esque, which I've actually never done, but I've heard about. And so that's what they say. This is very much kind of like that. So the main parts you read together. The parts that are different is, say, like there's an early reader book that you would print off, and what they have you do, the activities, is different than what you would have, say, a middle schooler or a high schooler do. So I actually printed off the high schooler and adult one. We're just going to do this one. I think my kid will be able to do it good enough. So this is Survival Off the Land. And then I downloaded this to the Core Connections as well so that we can have a little extra help with history, science, and English. We haven't started this one yet because we're just trying to like get in the groove. But here's the next one that I'm excited about. It's called With the Skills of Natural Medicine. So learning all about just natural medicine and different herbs that help different things. I just think it's gonna be so cool. It gives you different recipes for different things like dandelion cookies. Like, how cool is that? And then again, it has the core connections that come along with it that can be like additives for your English, your history, and your science. It comes with a lot of different things. Like there's one for EMT, there's one for zoology, there's one for if you like are interested in being a veterinarian. There's a bunch of different ones. There's also one I think on the Constitution. I am so excited to try those. It's just so beautifully done. And like I said, I've never tried them before, but I was so excited when I saw them on someone else's YouTube reviewing them. And I thought, oh, for sure, I am going to try this. And I really do appreciate good graphics and beautiful artwork. Like, it will make me want to do something more. Just having a pretty thing brings excitement and enjoyment to learning. We have devotionals. I love the Daily Grace. They have Daily Truths for Kids called Daily He Leads Me. It's also by the Daily Grace Co. I got them from my friend's shop, Eco Chic. You can look that up, and she has a lot of this stuff. But it goes like, today I'm reading, and then what does it say and what does it mean to me? Just little prompts that can give them ideas in what to go along with their devotionals. I am pretty sure that's it. If there's something else and I forgot it, I don't know, but this video is already going to be long. I hope whatever you guys choose, whether it's typical schooling, unschooling, charter, homeschool, the whole gamut, I hope that you fully enjoy this next school year and that your family is blessed and your children are blessed and you just have a wonderful, wonderful next school year. God bless.